Welcome to the motherfucking Grown Vibez.
Welcome to the fucking Grown Vibez.
Welcome to the motherfucking Grown Vibez.
But no, welcome to the fucking Grown Vibez.
Welcome to the motherfucking Grown fucking Vibez.
You gotta go grind. We talking grown vibes. We talking grown vibes.
Welcome to the Grown Vibez Podcast, episode 3.
Hey.
You got your girl Treya,
And Kiki.
and you guys are back at episode 3. Welcome. We are so excited to announce our guest. We have our first guest of the podcast.
Our first guest of the podcast. How does that sound? That sounded good as hell.
She's the first of the Grown Vibez. She's beautiful. She's fabulous. She's educated, intelligent, all of that.
All of the above.
But we would like to welcome Miss Funmi.
Miss Funmi.
Yes, thank you.
Girl.
Thank you guys. I really am excited to be a part of this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you for accepting because I know it was probably like, what the fuck?
These girls want.
I said so.
All right, we're really happy to help.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you. Thank you so much. It was actually a no-brainer on how you got here into this podcast, but we'll get into that.
Yes,
We
are
want to
gonna
know,
get
first
into
of
it.
all, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I
Yes.
mean, I'm excited and I'm just ready to get into the conversation.
Yes.
Be able to vibe with you guys.
Absolutely.
She
This is
said-
vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
She knows the vibe.
She already knew the vibe.
She knew the vibe.
But yes, thank you so much. And that's good to hear that you're doing good. How are you, Key? I know, it's been a day.
Listen, y'all, hold on.
Don't spill nothing, bitch.
Let me take my motherfucking sip real
Take a
quick.
sip, okay? Take a sip, take a break. It's been a day, y'all. We are at episode 3. And yes, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good that we're here, okay?
Yes.
Because we are here.
Yes.
I'm excited that, this is our first episode with our guests. We've been
Yes.
planning, y'all already know, we've been planning on this podcast and just really episode planning and just whole strategically planning for this.
Yeah.
And, this moment and
We are finally here.
we're finally here. And we knew that this episode 3, I already knew who I wanted.
Yes.
As soon as we had the thought of the topic, I said, "Oh,
Miss Funmi.
Miss Funmi, I
Yes.
got her." Yes. Listen, no pressure. But it is a good thing.
Yes.
And I know that we'll get into that. But before we even get started with anything, we want to drop the social media information.
Thank you, Key. Yes. Drop the social media. You guys can follow us on 3 platforms. Instagram at grown_vibes. And then when you're on Twitter, you can look us under Grown Vibez Pod. And then when you look on Facebook, you guys can just find us under Grown Vibez Facebook page. Yes.
And before we even get any further, Miss Funmi, drop your Instagram name so that people can follow
Drop
you
'em.
right now.
Click that follow button. That's right.
Right now. Let's go.
So it's Beyonce.
That's right. Yes.
Queen.
F-U_Beyonce_.
Oh, she said F-U, Beyonce. Y'all heard that right? You heard that
Period.
That's the first part of my name. Not F for real.
Nah, she gonna mellow something into it. No, the girl. Nah. Yes, thank you for following, dropping your social media. And again, thank you for being here on this podcast. In all seriousness, we really, really just wanted to show our appreciation to you and extending the olive branch just to be here. We all have crazy busy schedules, and you just decided to say, yes, I'm going to do it. So we really are really grateful.
Absolutely. And before we even get started with nothing else, we know Funmi.
Yes.
We know Funmi. She ain't just somebody, hey girl, No, Funmi, we actually met in middle school.
Yep.
This last week's episode, we was talking about Mayfield.
Yes. We were talking about that.
This is one of our Mayfield people. So yes, we all went to school together in middle school, and from there we went to high school together, and we are here now. We're not gonna say the year we graduated.
That's not needed.
None of your fucking business.
Our peers know. That's okay.
That's it.
Right, exactly.
But just know from that, we stayed in connection through social media.
Yes, we did.
And I love that. I love that, we aren't, because we're going to get into it, but we support each other.
Right.
And that's just what it is.
I think what you want to say is that you're happy that we just stay connected through Facebook and any social media.
In any way. We understand people got shit going on.
Life happens. Exactly.
So.
Clearly, we're still in a pandemic.
2022. I'm like, oh.
Yes, literally. So, but that was a good point that you mentioned, that we were able to stay connected during Facebook and everything. So I just had a quick question for you. Like, what made you want to be like, okay, I'm going to do the podcast?
Well, I think it's because I'm just seeing what you guys have been doing so far outside of school and everything like that. And I just really admire the hard work that you guys do.
Thank you.
Your different endeavors, as well as being mothers. And I'm like, okay, I really want to be able to be there for them.
Yes.
And I think this is a great opportunity. Like, this podcast is going to be focusing on multiple areas that we definitely go through as grown adults. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. I just want to be a part of it.
Thank you.
Yes. Touches my heart. Yes, because this is, we talk about it. I mean, we got to talk about it. This is new for us. So y'all just know that we in this together.
Yes.
Okay. This is our first
season of the podcast.
So
literally.
The support.
More to come.
Thank you.
But we got to go through the experience to learn how to move forward.
Absolutely.
So that's very important. And again, we just thank you and take your time out your busy schedule to be here.
Yes.
Truly.
Yeah.
So we'd like to get started into our game, our little segment. It's called This or That.
Okay.
So basically,
yes. Ooh, girl. Yes. Take a sip. Take a sip.
It's good. We get to know you a little bit. We get to know each other. As we said in the episode. So it's basically called Would You Rather? It's this or that scenario. We give you two different scenarios on a topic that we discuss, and you choose what would you choose in the scenario.
Yes.
So we're gonna pull it up right here, and we selected the topic daily life just because today's topic will be about Black culture, which is very important in our community, and we'll get into that, I'm sure. But so we're gonna pick the topic of daily life. So the first one is, because you already seen that one. I ain't gonna tell you that one. All right. This stuff is crazy, y'all. All right. So, would you rather walk into dog crap every day, or be able to pee on the streets? Oh my God! Would you rather, I'm going to say it again, would you rather walk into dog crap every day or only be able to pee on the streets?
Oh my God.
I think the pee on the street, just because I don't like dog crap. That is so gross. Like, I feel like pee on the street is
we ain't got to go into it. Yeah, I don't want to be smelling like shit.
Basically.
I'd rather fucking release than be fucking walking and shit. The more that you every day, that shit's gonna be on you.
Every day.
Shitty boo boo.
It says every day, y'all. So for me, I would be with Funmi. I would fucking pee in the street. Fuck that. Why would I fucking step in some dog shit? Squat my ass right the fuck there, bitch. And fucking pee. Like, if I gotta fucking go. That's it. This podcast is no judgment zone. So whatever you choose, whatever you choose, baby. All right, next one. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Would you rather walk outside naked or walk outside in a chicken costume? Naked.
No, pause. Just because, bitch, have y'all seen, look at the body.
Okay, did you see this body?
First of all, definition. Like, I would walk outside naked too if I had the body.
You're making us look bad for me. Shit up over here.
Let me suck this in a little bit.
Are we going to do one more?
But wait, what would you pick?
I thought I chose naked for sure.
This is always fucking naked.
So me doing it outside
Always fucking naked. Yeah.
Well, fucking naked right now if I could.
Yes. Yeah, definitely naked. Definitely
me
naked.
see.
I'm free, baby. Woo. What's up?
Okay. All right. Last one.
Last one. Okay.
Would you rather hear voices in your head 24/7
God.
or see ghosts 24/7? Ooh. Hear voices in your head 24/7 or see ghosts 24/7.
What if you like ghosts like from people that passed away that you know?
We're gonna assume so.
But you know.
That I'm okay with ghosts because I feel like people mentor you and what's good and what's going on with your life. So I think ghosts are better than hearing voices
in your head.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we all agree on it. I mean, shit, we gotta pick one.
Okay, this is a tough one because although a motherfucking ghost, because what I'm thinking of, like the medians who it doesn't fucking matter, they just see or hear anybody
And just fucking pop up.
right. I don't know who you are. Who are you? Hi. Like, that would fucking freak me out. So, but do I want to hear fucking voices in my fucking head? That can drive me to damn off the wall.
24/7.
24/7
It's not
too.
stopping, bitch. What the fuck are you gonna do?
So basically, I'm walking around crazy because I'm gonna be responding. Shut the fuck up! I'm not talking to you right now. No, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm not talking to you up here.
Right, yes.
But the ghost thing. Okay, so I gotta tell you a quick little story, y'all. I do not like scary movies at all. And one day, long ago, I was at a sleepover and they wanted to watch a fucking scary movie. And I think I was like 7. I don't watch it like that. And the movie that played that terrified me, even to this day, was The Sixth Sense.
Oh, wow.
So when y'all say ghost, my heart said Sixth Sense. Like that movie was like, again, I was like 6 years old. Imagine
that
like
shit taunted your fucking
being
life.
at a taunting.
Yes.
The fucking girls at that sleepover was taunting, but we'll talk about that later too. Fucking white bitches. Sorry. We'll edit that part out. But yeah, so ghosts, I had voices in my head. They both, I might go with the ghosts.
Okay.
I might just try to ignore them. Like I try to ignore you niggas.
No. Okay. So yeah, for when you gotta come back when we talk about relationships, baby.
All right.
Let's stay on topic now.
Yeah, because it can go. We got to home.
Tomorrow morning.
And I don't know that
For real. No, but we said we would choose ghosts too. So I think we all agreed about the ghosts. Yeah. Because the 24/7 thing is just too much. Like literally, like you said, like you'll be talking to somebody and be like, yeah, can I get number 1? No, I'm not talking to you, bitch. I'm talking to the lady at the front.
Yeah, and then you're going to pull up to the drive-thru and they're going to be like, what's up? Who you talking to?
Never just get her meal.
Why?
No, for
So
real.
yes.
But no, that was a game. That was fun, right?
It was, yes. I always love when we do the icebreaker
This or
games.
that, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Same thing, yeah, bitch.
This or that.
Right.
So, yeah.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into it.
Let's get into it.
Wanted to bring Funmi here to discuss one of the important things that in our community, and it's Black culture.
Yes. So episode 3, y'all, is Black culture, and I think even at the time, and I don't even think it don't even matter what fucking time it is. It's always relevant.
Yes, always.
It's us.
Yep.
We going through this shit daily, all the time.
Yeah.
So it just made sense that this shit is still fucking going on.
Exactly.
No, like that shit that happened in New York. That shit that happened like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
Leave us the fuck alone.
Exactly.
Leave us alone.
Yeah.
But it was like a no fucking brainer again that Funmi was going to be our first guest, especially talking about Black culture, because let me tell y'all.
Here it goes.
This is the story. This is the story, y'all. And I'm going to paint this picture for you too, because y'all will know as soon as I paint this picture.
Y'all gonna remember. Some of us that follow us, y'all gonna remember what we talking about.
All of this shit. It was on Facebook. You might even got screenshotted because I know my sister was like, because I was at work, my sister was like, bitch! Look at the paragraph going at, you know. So we all, I'm sure, you know, we did. And it was George Floyd. It was George Floyd's case.
Okay.
And that whole thing transpiring. Wasn't that around the same time as like the rioters that stormed the Capitol, which is, I don't give a fuck what no one says. That was tragic. That was, if that was fucking us. First of all, the nation's capital, like what the fuck? How disrespectful, number one.
Yeah.
And they got called to do it. Let's just
put it out there.
Put it out there. But during that time, social media, some of y'all Facebook friends.
Yep. Showed y'all true
true colors by what they decided to post during that time.
Yeah.
And some of y'all may, you know, have you just, or, oh no, but no, fuck that shit. It's almost was clear as day.
Yeah.
It was clear as day when we are just simply asking for
the bare minimum.
Yep.
Please.
Mind you, these are people that we went to school with.
Yes.
You know, that we were socializing with every day.
And I was socializing with our with our brothers. Let's just put it out there with that dick. Okay, let's just put it out there. Socializing with that dick. Oh yeah, Becky's. Can I go there? Y'all know what we're talking about. It's this culture. This is our culture. So I thought that it was a no-brainer because during that time, again, some of y'all friends that y'all still friends with.
Right.
Well, all lives matter. And this. And
hold on, Key. What they say? Repeat that again.
But all lives matter.
All lives matter.
But all lives matter.
Wow. All lives matter.
Ooh.
Copy that. Cool.
Ooh.
All right. So
they start exposing themselves. They start putting shit out there on Facebook. Start sharing motherfucking things.
Yeah.
Sharing stories, sharing posts to almost like justify. That's the word. To justify what happened. Well, if he would have if this would have just.
Yep.
So
love justifying that.
Yes. Love minimizing and justifying and all that shit. But my girl Funmi did not let that shit fucking happen. Okay, so let me just tell y'all. We had some same people. We calling them. Never mind.
Yeah, you ain't gonna call them that, but it's okay. We know who they are.
Yes.
They know who they are. Let's keep it real. Thank you.
They was going back and forth. This one here was reading them to self. Getting them back there, pointing them out, dropping them. Yes. But you know what? It was so needed. And I feel like at that moment, I mean, all of us, we had your back.
Yes. Yeah,
we had your back because we was like, yes. Her voice speaks volumes. Her voice is making impact. Her voice is coming for these motherfucking necks. And I am here for all of it. Okay.
Yes. So paint us that picture of what you remember in that whole scenario, because it was a lot. I even think during that time, I either slid you in your DMs or I made a comment and I was like, girl, I'm so glad you said it because no one else would have. Like you were really the voice of our community.
Yeah.
I think at the time, I I just didn't like that certain people who kind of fuel off of Black culture and also want to go for the Black people within our culture. They were like saying all these negative things about the person.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, if you can say all those negative things, why are you trying to benefit from Black culture?
Yeah.
That's my problem and my issue. So I just voiced that out on social media, on Facebook, and then everyone kind of agreed with me. So I basically became like the voice, voice for everybody when it came to like different social aspects or different activist type things. Because they're like, okay, finally someone's speaking up against it. These type of people. Like, because I guess everyone was hesitant about speaking up against them, but I was like, no, like I see something wrong and I'm going to speak up.
Yes, and not only speak up, screenshot, posting it back up there. Here they go. Here's the next one. Here's what she posted right here at 12:31. This bitch, no, but that's big, and I love it.
The thing is, like the picture of the person who's at the riots or at the when they were going to the Capitol. That picture, someone sent it to me, and I was like, oh heck no! I used to talk all that mess about how this person was violent, this person had all these records. You're going ahead and being violent yourself by going to this so-called protest and then running against the Capitol and going into the Capitol and then dragging down statues in there. Like that's not right.
Absolutely.
So I was able to call a spade and tell you you're being fake, basically. Like you can't say one thing and then do another thing.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I mean, a lot of people said I was bullying and I was like doing all this other stuff, but I feel like it wasn't bullying. It was calling out people
on their shit.
Exactly.
On their fucking shit.
I mean, I feel like bullying is, more of threatening manner, and that is not what it was at all. It was basically fucking calling you out. No, bitch.
Presenting the receipts. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah,
exactly. And I was like, okay, so you said all this, but then you did this. So what about it?
Right.
Exactly. And when you mentioned something earlier, you was like, you felt like you were the face of the community. You got to understand, if no one else stepped up, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
So everything that you did is for a reason. You did that to be on this podcast today.
Yeah.
So we can show these people on the front street on who the fuck they really are. You understand what I'm saying? So everything, like I told you earlier, behind the scenes, everything happens for a reason.
Hello.
If she didn't say nothing, we would have been hesitant. Be like, they won't get it. They won't understand. And we'll just bypass it. No, we got to call people out.
Calling people out.
And unnecessary.
Yes.
So necessary. And I feel like a lot of people were trying to silence me by saying, oh, this doesn't matter if you call them out. They're still going to do the same thing. I'm like, no, at the end of the day, you need to call these people out because they're going to continue to go on and go on. And it's similar to that Lyft driver. When he didn't allow those two passengers to go into his Lyft because they said, oh, I'm so glad it's a white person.
Oh, recent. That was recent. Okay, we're going to have to share that. We'll share that video.
Yeah. So he said, oh, I'm not allowed just because they were like, oh, it's a white person. And they were like, oh, I'm glad you speak English. And he was like, no, you can't ride in my Lyft. And he told the other guy, oh, you can't ride. And he's like, oh, you're the N-word.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, see, that's important.
Wow. People out.
On the thing that they do.
Yes. Because guess what? If you don't call them out, they're going to keep, and that's the problem. That's the problem right now. They keep fucking keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
Exactly.
And I feel like we, in some areas, in some ways, especially like growing up, I feel like I guess for me, I can feel like taught to be silent in some ways, taught to not show and be, you know, that's again something
this
that
we're loud.
And that's something that we as a culture, we got to go through shit like that. We have to, you know.
And that's what they were saying to me. They were saying I'm a loud, angry, aggressive black girl. That's what they were saying.
I hate the word aggressive.
Yeah.
This is called passion.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? This right here is called passion. We hate that aggressive shit.
Yeah.
We hate it.
That word.
Yeah, no.
That's a negative outlook on us. No, we're passionate about what we fucking believe in. That's just what it is. Why everything gotta come up with aggression? Because we're the skin color that we are?
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's
talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right.
And yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry. Just another point that you bring up is how they were in the comments talking about and bringing up, like the George Floyd or Eric Garner and bringing up different, of these, amazing people that unfortunately, got their lives taken away. They love to bring up fucking statistics. What the fuck is wrong? What is up with white women fucking statistics in some shit, in some areas? You know what I mean? And always bringing up the violent part. Like, it's always like, oh, well, and he wasn't violent, and this is this. It's always that, like, no. And
it's just a way for them to be able to protect those people who do those things.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they can't be okay with the idea that these people are innocent.
Yeah.
They have to find a reason for them to be treated the way that they are.
Yeah, they have
It's
to find,
ridiculous.
like you said perfectly, they have to find a reason for them to be dealt with the way how they was dealt with.
Yes, exactly. So,
There's no reason. I'm sorry, y'all. I was waiting for this topic, y'all, because it was just like, I had so much to say about it, and we look up to you with just your voice and just speaking up. And now we have this platform to share, our thoughts. And it's just like, you guys have to find a reason for this person to now be gone. There's no reason. And let's bring it to relevant to today. Kevin Samuels, the guy that was, talking shit about women and how people were talking shit about his death. Oh, well, he should have died because he said...
That's ridiculous.
There's no reason why this man should have died.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I agree too.
Like, yes, we all do bad shit in our life.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean we deserve death.
Right.
There's no point back from death. So
Right.
anything that you have to say about a person's death is just irrelevant at that point.
Thank you.
There's no reason why someone should die, and then you shouldn't justify someone's death ever.
Because you're currently still living your best life. Doing whatever you do. This person is no longer here.
Listen, and especially when you can see how fucking wrong it is, like a fucking knee in the back, and it's being recorded when the motherfucker is saying I can't breathe, or when you're in a chokehold and a motherfucker say I can't breathe.
Yeah, and that's
what are we trying to justify here? What are we trying to justify? What are we talking about?
Video evidence.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the problem with me. Because think about all the ones that didn't have video evidence, didn't have anything to show that they were innocent.
Yeah.
Sandra Bland.
Justify that too.
Yeah.
Sandra Bland.
So we always remembered that incident on Facebook.
Oh my God.
And how you brought us back.
So that's basically what brought us to this episode, brought us to this topic, that moment, that amazing moment on Facebook there. So kind of piggybacking off of that, why is Black culture important to you? Let's just start there. Why is Black culture important to you? I know, that's fucking obvious, but no, I want to, I want to know. Like, I want to know.
Maybe get to the root of it. Yeah.
Your perspectives and stuff.
I think Black culture is important to me because I feel like everything that, like, even when I don't want to be a part of it, it's like, I'm immersed in it regardless. So I think coming out of school and everything like that, I was an athlete and then I became into the workforce and everything like that. So I never experienced like having like white privilege and all that other things because I felt like I was privileged enough as an athlete. But then with the workforce, I noticed like the only places that I really shine was in like Black spaces, and I realized that like when I had a Black manager, when I had a Black coworker, they actually looked out for me more than my other coworkers or supervisors. Like I do have coworkers and supervisors that were good people from the other race, but Black co-workers and supervisors, I realized they were like really the reason why I'm in the places that I am currently is because of that. And so that's one big reason why I feel like Black culture is important, because I feel like Black people always have your back at the end of the day, just based on your skin color. And I feel that that's necessary in these kind of spaces, because at the end of the day, when they see Black skin, they think, oh, they're not going to be the best person, the best employee, or they're not going to do things the right way and that kind of thing. but it's so important because when another Black person, especially in the workplace, sees you, they're going to be like, oh, okay, you know what, I'm going to try to invest in this person because I see them as someone like me.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big reason why I like Black culture. I also love the history about it, everything like that. Like growing up, I wanted to be a Black Panther.
Okay, so growing up, was that like in the household? Was that your parents? Like, was that like discussed?
It was a little bit different because I grew up in a Nigerian household. So
Okay,
I grew up African.
Nigerian. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different because they grew up in Nigeria.
Okay.
So they have, I feel like people overseas have a bad view on Black culture, unfortunately.
Okay.
I
want to get into that, and I'm actually so glad you
brought it up because that was one of the questions that we had when we were preparing for the episode was getting to the root of it and the upbringing.
Okay, so you said your parents they grew up in Nigeria, and you said that they have a different view of the like African American or
But I feel like the way Black people are portrayed overseas or like in other countries are like based on like, you know, reality TV and like those different movies and like different TV shows. Like that's what they see.
Frowned upon.
Yeah, so they think like, oh, they're not people that you should be wanting to be a part of. And that's the issue I have. But for me, because I grew up in America, I grew up around Black culture. I grew up wanting to be a part of Black culture. By, like, the books I read, the history I read about the civil rights movement, like that was things that I really cared about.
Yeah.
That's what made me want to be immersed in it. And I think a lot of first generation African Americans, like that have like, or first generation like Africans, they realize like why it's so important to be a part of Black culture, because without Black culture we wouldn't be able to have the opportunities that we have in this country. So that's why I think that it's so important to me, because I want to be able to be a part of a movement of a part of people who really built this country to where it is. And it's important
I love
for me
that.
to be a part of that. So,
I love that.
yeah,
I love that you said that. No, I mean,
but I feel like with time, people are going to realize how important, like everything that's happening in this world is because it's influenced by Black people.
Yeah,
it is.
This world's influenced by Black people.
Like all of that. And I want to just jump back to one thing that you said about how, you know, the view of how we're perceived over there by TV shows and things. And I fucking bet if they fucking watch Love and Hip Hop, any one of them motherfuckers, I you know, the same thing. But I actually wanted to talk about that because from my experience, I actually can, I kind of see the same thing. Like and I'm saying they, which is rude, but I'm saying the African culture. I used to work at JCPenney portrait studio. So I was a retail worker. Okay. And I was servicing, African woman and her family, taking pictures, and she didn't actually take the pictures because anything I touched, she would have been good.
Here she goes.
Let
it be known, Key.
Let's just put that out there. So it wasn't, I didn't give her a bad experience. It was one of the other motherfuckers. And she just came and wanted her damn pictures. But, you know, I am who I am. Hi, how you doing? You know, how's it going? Where's my picture?
Don't stand against bitch. God damn. God damn.
I'm sorry, but that's literally.
Here we go again with the passion. Yes.
We can edit that out. But no, like literally, that was the first thing she did was just slam on the table. And I'm like, hi.
Right.
Like, you know, like, and other experiences I've had, it did feel like, like off bat, like, oh, did I say, like, what the fuck did I do?
Right.
Like, it just felt like that. So you saying, well, hey, they have like this type of perception, I get it. I actually get that because, and let me just say, the African men. Slow down. I said no.
Right. No means no.
I'm just saying, like, it'd be kind of like, oh, they pushing, you know, whatever. But like, yeah. So you saying that, I totally get that. So
yeah, I think it's really unfortunate at the end of the day because they don't really give Black people chances like they do other races.
Okay.
So I think that's an issue within our community that we could address.
Yeah.
I'm probably not the best spokesperson because it's just based on my experiences. So somebody else might say, no, that's different. But based on my experiences as a Nigerian, first generation Nigerian, I really do feel like we tend to like look down on Black people, but then uplift white culture. And I'm like, that's not the way it should be at all.
I didn't realize that.
Well,
and you're saying your experience, so I get it.
My experience, like, because I know the Nigerian culture is gonna cover me.
No.
Why you say those things and all this other stuff? Because like they have all these debates on Twitter and all this other stuff, and like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know why, and that's the real issue is that in the Black community we always find ways to divide ourselves, and that's one thing we need to work on. Because like Africans should not feel like they're like somehow better or than African Americans, or African Americans shouldn't feel like they're better than Africans.
Right.
Like, we are all Black at the end of the day.
We all motherfucking Black. We all melanin, and that is another good point that I feel like that's how in some ways I won't say brought up, but taught or from, you know, in that time it did feel like separated. It did feel like, and I'll say one story. I will tell this one story. I will tell the story. I was working at Victoria's Secret, and I was in the break room with a Hispanic girl, and she was eating her, like, you know, we were eating lunch, and you know, we were talking about food, and she was telling me all the type of different things that she, you know, cooks, and she was Mexican or whatever. So she was like, oh yeah, I like to make this, this, and this, and this. And she just flat out looked at me and said, so what kind of foods do you guys make?
What?
And I was like,
you guys, wow.
And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, I eat any fucking kind of food, like basically anything.
I eat everything, bitch.
Like, I make
Can't
anything.
you see me?
The fuck,
right?
The fuck. I think at that time I was pregnant. I'm fucking eating damn Chinese food right now. What the fuck you talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was like, no. I mean, like in Africa. Like, what do you guys make in Africa? And I'm like,
wow.
And I don't, you know, I guess I did take offense for the simple fact that she assumed that I was African. But just to your point, like, who the fuck cares? Like, no, I was actually born. Like, I don't know. I was on the attack mode because, again, I felt like, well, why the fuck you categorizing me?
Right. No, I think any person
that I'm from Africa, like that's, but I don't know.
Like, I think any person would feel offended to that. Like, why don't you just assume that? Bitch, I could be from fucking Canada. Like, come on. Why the fuck I gotta be from Africa? Like, come on. Like, anybody would be offended. So I don't think you were wrong for feeling how you felt.
But I also, and to that point too, and how I feel like we were taught, what I've seen in the media maybe back then.
About Africa.
Yes, where it, for us, and maybe for the African American culture, it's always not a negative light on Africans as well. It's always it is. So I see both sides. It's like, oh, I only see the commercials that, you know, there for a penny or whatever, or seeing it in just that light, but that's not fucking true at all. Not everywhere is like that at all.
Most places are not like that at all.
Thank you. Most places are not like that at all in Africa. So for me and how, again, my experience, my upbringing, how I was taught or grew up, was that like, oh no, you know, and it was associated with the fact from motherfucking Kunta Kinte, like that whole, you know, roots, and so that whole image, that whole, like, how we were taught, I felt like taught, and it's,
we have to understand at the end of the day that's because of white supremacy. Like,
that's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to.
They made us feel like Africa is like this primitive place. Like they don't even know they don't know anything about electricity. They don't know nothing about they don't have no store. They live in huts. They ride lions and all that stuff. That's all a mindset because. Guess who we're stealing the resources from Africa? To use. Africa should have been the richest, like what U.S. is today, Africa should have been. Yes. At the end of the day. What North America and Europe is today, Africa should have been. Yeah. But we ended up giving away our resources to these different continents or different countries. Yeah. And they ended up being able to benefit from it. Right. That's why now people think, oh, they're all poor. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with you stripping us away from all our resources and then telling us, okay, well, now you're free. Yeah. Do what you want. Literally. Of course, there's going to be uprising. Of course, there's going to be a lot of different politics that come about that makes it hard for even the people to get money. That's what happens when you just let people free and you don't give them any resources to help them. Right. Wow. Exactly. Wow. Exactly. We could be here all day and talk about that.
And something that I want to just touch on there is, you know, recognizing the African culture. And I'll start there too. I feel like now, and I'm just going to put it out there, I feel like now it is being more recognized. Yeah, it is. Do you feel that way too? Do you feel like it's being more recognized in some ways? And I'll give you an example. Like, I don't remember being in high school and turning on 92Q, 93.9 and hearing a song similar to Wizkid and Tim. Okay.
She know it, baby. When she mentioned that, I thought about it too. When we were in high school, you're right. I didn't hear about nothing of that.
Now, you know, Jamaican, right. You know, like Caribbean and things like that. But from Africa, the African culture, you know, no. Netflix. Yeah. My show, Young, Famous, and African. I watched that. I don't remember back then a lot of African shows, African TV, you know, but I think there's quite a few shows on movies on Netflix that is African based, and I feel like now it's like, what it's cool, but it's always been there. Like, what? Like, do you feel the same way?
Back to Keith mentioned. Do you feel the same way that it's more like known now than it was?
Yeah, I think it's more known. I feel like when I went to college, so like 2012, 2013, I started like, I didn't really know I wasn't really proud to be Nigerian until those years, because like that's when I met a lot more Nigerians. That's when I met a lot more Africans. And that's when I became like, okay, this is something that is like something that you should be proud of, something you should learn about. And then I went to Nigeria for the first time in 2013. Met my grandmother, was able to see the area, and I was like, okay, this is something that is my culture. I learned about it, and that's what I feel really proud about, to be African.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I think it's great that everyone's learning about it, being more like, there's people actually want to date Nigerian men now. They want to listen to them, like they're like, oh, put on that Burna Boy, like they put on Afrobeats. Everyone wants to be a part of it now, so I'm really happy about that. And what I most am happy about is like young African first generations are now like really about it. Like I see TikTok, they're doing their dances.
Yes, like, I see that too.
I would never have seen that when I was in middle school, when I was in elementary school, when I was in high school, but now it's like something very popular. So I am proud of that. And I love that it's not becoming a part of Black culture because it's very important.
Yes.
And also, Black people are going back to Africa.
Yes. That's so true.
I see people going to Nigeria now, Ghana. They're like, they want to be a part of that culture.
Yes. I love it.
That's so true.
Me too.
I think that's a great step in the right direction.
Me too. Thank you for sharing all of that outlook on us, on just, African roots, African culture, Black culture, just separating it for us and really get into the deep knit of it. So our next question is, it's gonna be a tough question, and we'll feel a little triggered by it, but we want to know. Name a time and a place if you felt racism in your life.
Okay, sure. So, I guess it will have to be a work situation.
Okay.
That's a big part of where I feel it.
Right.
Like,
I can.
She got the stories.
I can relate.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I was working with a coworker, and I guess there were some things that she didn't like about me or stuff like that she didn't really address with me at the time.
Hate that.
Hater.
Speak up.
So, I guess she let my manager know that these are things that she didn't like, that I was doing everything like that. So when the manager came
Scary ass. Sorry.
They said that this is the words that they use for me, and you guys can tell, like, I'm not like that. Like, when I'm at work, I'm very, like, timid and shy and everything like that.
Okay, got it.
He said, your coworker feels intimidated by you.
Intimidated.
It makes you feel, they just feel like you are too aggressive or anything like that.
Wow.
I was taken aback because I never felt like I came at this coworker in that way, but I think it was just based on me not always agreeing with her viewpoints. She may have taken it like that's who I am, and that's
because you didn't agree. Wow.
And that was that was a point in time where I felt racism, because I felt like if I was just always a yes man and I was just always agreeing with this person, then she wouldn't have taken it as me being aggressive or me being intimidating.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, because I wasn't agreeing with her as my coworker. So after that instance, I realized that this is not a work environment that I can just be myself.
Yeah.
I have to change who I am to be able to fit in and to be able to fit what they are looking for. So that's when I became the yes man. And it's kind of sad, because at the end of the day, that's how I have transitioned in all my work environments, which is good, because it kind of brings you down and it takes away from you, and then people don't see the confidence that you usually have,
and you're not the real you.
Exactly.
or not even your true value.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they start to see that they don't value you as much because you don't speak up for yourself.
Yeah.
So I think
weren't your true self.
Yeah, I wasn't my true self, and from that experience, it kind of made me more tame when it came to any kind of work environment. And it's like the people who do well are the ones who are very confident, who can speak up for themselves, and who can be able to contribute to the workplace. But it seems like for me, I always feel like I have to, like, basically be less than who I am to be able to keep the job that I want.
To get fucking paid.
To get paid.
I mean, that's basically it. Work for our little check. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. I can absolutely relate to that, because I feel like I'm the token.
The token black person.
And I'm going through that right now, where I feel like my value, they just, add. And because I am who I am, and at the end of the day, it's not the fact that I'm, doing these things. It's the fact that I'm helping somebody else. I'm helping my customers at the end of the day. They're my customers. I take pride in that. I take pride in that's outside of y'all, because that's who I am, and they see that. I go into motherfucking offices and what I do, and I get people saying, "Oh man, that open space, that open office right there, that could be yours." You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, I put myself in this loyalty category to these people. So to the man.
Yeah.
To the man.
To the man.
So I can most definitely relate to you having and experiencing a racism moment at work, which sounds like with a lot of white people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I have the same, I mean, if I could share really quick a story as well of in a workplace. And listen to this, y'all. This was when Power was hot. Power. I don't even know what season it was on, but everybody was watching Power.
Right.
And there was one white guy. Here's that same thing again. They love our culture. Love our culture. No. Thinking that we can relate. But he was a manager. So, and not a manager of me, of managing somebody else, another team. But thought that we was buddy. We was cool because we could relate about Power. No, you know, yeah, you on that episode, okay, cool, like whatever. But the line got drawn when I pulled up to work one day and he pulled up as well too, or he drove past me with his window down talking about some Keisha.
What?
Now, mind you, I had been with this company maybe at this point, I was probably there 5 years. A long time where he knew who the fuck I was.
Absolutely.
But he was like, and I ignored him on purpose to make a fucking example out of him.
Yep.
I
hope he fucking see this.
Exactly.
I hope he fucking see this, you bastard.
But yeah, talking about some Keisha, hey Keisha. And I acted like I didn't know who he was talking about. And so when I, getting my stuff, and I'm taking my time trying to search for shit, as you're saying, Keisha, I'm like, let me see how long I can draw
his
this
ass.
Ignore this motherfucker. And then I finally, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, were you talking to me?
Right. Hit him with that.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. You were talking to me? Oh, yeah. Keisha, I'm like, well, who's that?
Who's Keisha?
From Power. I'm like, oh, bitch, you are associating me
with
Keisha because you thought that we was
That's so disrespectful. Oh my god.
Like, so I get it, and it's like, well, shit. I mean, now me and him already had a little tough. So I can, at that point, I could go to my manager and be like, this is what happened.
Going on,
Do
right.
I think things really may have changed? Absolutely not.
And
but
sad.
it was noted on my end.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially your example with in the workplace, like we got to put ourselves in that position where we feel like we gotta, move a certain way, navigate through because the man's the one writing the checks.
It's so unfortunate that we gotta put on a facade to be who we are just to present ourselves in a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Like, what does that say about our community as a whole? You know what I mean? Like, in our workplace, where we fucking go, like you said earlier, to make a fucking living. Like, this is what we have to do.
That's what we have to do.
Code switching. At the end of the day, it's code switching. We have to act a certain way, be a certain person in front of them, and then we can be ourselves in front of our friends, our family, or other people.
Yeah.
It's just sad that that's how we have to live our life. And I mean, I never really realized about code switching until I got into a workplace, and then I realized, oh, this is what you have to do to be able to survive.
Wow.
It's really sad.
So
code switching. I didn't know that term.
Yeah. And she's exactly right. Like, we gotta literally turn it off and on.
Yeah.
And with that being said, like, how do you feel that you are going to teach your kids these type of experiences now? And what to expect from them.
Oh yeah, like I think I'm gonna try to make sure my kids realize, like, this skin, yes, it's going to have like these different scenarios that are gonna happen with it with you, but you have to realize, like, you have to build their confidence from within. So they have to realize, like, at the end of the day, like, okay, you're gonna have the skin color, but you do not have to let it define you. At the end of the day.
Yes.
So I think for me, I'm gonna have some pro-black kids.
Yes.
Pro-black.
Pro-black.
They're gonna be coming in with the whole
Melanin.
Power to the people. That's right.
I already know they're gonna be the ones telling their kids
teachers about Black History Month.
Yes.
Like, that's
I
what
love
we
that.
do.
I love
Because
that.
And that's where it starts. It starts from home.
starts
Yeah,
at
start
home.
from home for real, and like their dolls are gonna be Black, the books are gonna be Black.
Okay.
Everything that they read is gonna be about Black.
I love that.
Blackness, because at the end of the day, we're in a society that wants to whitewash us, and it's not only in America, it's all over the world.
Wow.
They want to make us feel like being
Wow.
Black is
She
a
said
bad
whitewash.
thing.
Wow.
Being Black or even being dark skin is a bad thing. So you have to.
Oh my God. Yes. Sorry.
Kind of make yourself feel less than because you're not a certain color, and that's not how I'm going to teach my kids.
Finish
My
the damn
kids-
drink.
Yeah.
She's speaking facts over here. You
My
heard
kids
her.
Straight
want
facts.
to be like, I am proud to be Black. I have no problem with being Black, and I want to be Black at the end of the day. Because sometimes I
Black on black.
For me, I wanted to be white when I was younger. Like I would wear pillowcases on my head. And everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
pretty
mean,
sad, but like
no, the Barbies, the Bratz, the things that we,
the Barbies, like the shows I was watching.
The influences that we had.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's all we had at that time.
Exactly.
You know?
And
Yeah.
then now it's like starting to grow on me, like how important it is to like instill into your kids how great it is to be Black, so that they feel proud to be Black when they go to school, when they go to middle school, when they go to high school, and when they go to college.
Yep.
And they will see like why it's so important to be proud of your
And they will realize that you've been a good educator from the time that they were born, and when they grow into that, they're gonna be like, wow, this is why mom said, you know, this is important.
Yes. When they get older and when it counts, really, you know, in the workforce.
Right. They will know.
Yeah.
They'll know.
And they won't be blindsided like a lot of us were.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Feel like they have to be less than who they are to be able to be successful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Oh my God.
This was amazing.
It was great.
We're dramatic. Sorry for me.
If you haven't noticed from episode
So 1 and 2,
we are a little dramatic. But
Yes.
no, this was amazing. This
Yes.
was like, I feel like I have more. Like,
Yes.
we
We
might have
can't
to,
even fit everything into this episode,
we can't.
y'all. Like,
You might have to
literally.
do another one.
Yeah, for
like, for real. Like,
We would
I
love
just
to have you back here.
absolutely,
Great
appreciate it.
topic.
Yes.
We got more to come.
We got
baby.
more to come.
We got more to
Exactly.
come.
Exactly.
So with that more to come, our next episode, we definitely kind of maybe even piggybacking off of the conversation. So definitely stay
tuned. Yep, for
A
episode
section
4
of what we discussed
coming to you guys.
yeah.
Yep, and don't forget to follow us on all social medias. You'll see it on your screen, and we're actually gonna end it off. Go ahead, Kate.
Yeah, so actually, you guys already know we do the code word towards the end of our episodes, so make sure y'all motherfuckers just watch it. But with this code word and our lovely guest, we actually thought it was only right that you go ahead and give us the code word that we can announce for our viewers, our listeners to reach out to us.
Yes.
DM, hashtag what the code word is, and we will, like we said it before, give you a shout out.
Give you a special surprise.
And maybe a surprise, you know, be in a pool, there's like a little prize or so. With that, Funmi, would you like to give us what you would like the code word to be for this episode?
Sure, I think it's aggression should be the code word for
Ooh.
this.
Aggression, you heard that?
Yes, because
You know that with the death to us.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. So I think it's aggression because that's a word that we don't want to be associated with.
Thank you.
Especially in the Black community.
Hello.
Thank you.
Once they see our skin color, they automatically think that's who we are.
Yeah.
That's not what we are.
At all.
Yes.
I love that.
Aggression. I love it.
Okay, y'all, you heard it.
Yeah.
Funmi, our guest said it. The
Yeah.
code word is aggression.
Yeah.
So we'll have that on the screen there. And yeah, to close us out, you know, we also like to end with a quote.
Yeah.
A quote that has to do with the episode. So I have a quote pulled up, and immediately I was like, oh,
This is it.
so I'm going to read it. Okay, so the quote of the day: what would America be like if we loved Black people as much as we love Black culture. Hello, let me say it again.
Say it again, Key.
Our basketball fans, our football fans, you know, our music fans and rock fans and all that. Let's say this one more time. What would America be like if we loved Black people as much as we loved Black culture?
And I feel way different America, for sure.
Yeah.
Way different America. Wow.
So,
And we'll leave it off with there because that's really something to think about.
yeah, and I feel like, you know,
Really.
we shared that earlier in the topic is that's exactly it. Y'all want to benefit off of us.
And
Period.
our creativity
Yeah.
and our resources and everything that we bring to the table.
Instead of, you know, that inclusion, like it is separated from all of us if we really want to be real.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, leave us the fuck alone. Cut that shit out. Be real. Like let's stop this shit. Like
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, being fucking weird.
so
Like
funny,
just stop that shit.
period.
Like just fucking cut that shit fucking out. Like you want to be down, like do just shit. Like give us our fucking flowers. Like fuck.
Yes.
Like we
Every day, give us the flowers.
Yes, every day. We deserve it.
Yeah.
We deserve it. We fucking deserve it.
Yeah. And with that.
Aw, we love you
We
guys.
love y'all. This is the
Thank you,
Grown
Funmi.
fucking Vibez.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's a wrap.
Episode 3 out now. Check out episode 4 next week. Love y'all.
And cut.